I'm going to show you a couple of case studies. Okay. Not case studies, but videos where I'll show you a video and then we'll talk about what do you think the purpose of that communication was. The first is the Apple one.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
Yeah, so easy, right? Awakening the creative person in you. If you know this, sing along.
Set fire to your hair, poke a stick at a grizzly bear, eat medicine that's out of date, use your private parts as piranha bait. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Keep a rattlesnake as a pet, sell both the kidneys on the internet. Eat a tube of super glue. I wonder what's this red button do? Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dress up like a moose during hunting season, disturb a nest of wasps for no good reason. Stand on the edge of a train station platform, drive around the boom gates at a level crossing, run across the tracks between the platforms. They may not rhyme, but they're quite possibly dumbest ways to die. The dumbest ways to die. Dumbest ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
Be safe around trains. A message from Metro.
Yeah. Look at the purpose. What is it? This is Metro brand, right? But the purpose was to be safe around trains. What a beautiful commercial that was. Have you guys heard of HCL Tech? It's a B2B B2B tech company. Now, HCL Tech and most companies in the tech space are perceived to be as cold brands and cold companies. Look at this commercial, then we'll talk about it.
Be and is hereby witnesseth that this contract dated as of the 15th day of October 1993 is hereby entered into between Calvin Moore, son of Kevin Moore, and Tyler Moore, son of Calvin Moore, resident of 219 Birch Court, hereinafter referred to as parties. The parties hereby covenant and agree as follows: that Calvin Moore henceforth shall be called the first party, shall give a gift every year on the day of the birth of the second party. The gift shall not exceed the value of $49. That such gift shall be null and void in case the second party does not follow the express instructions of the first party. The first party shall narrate one story every night to the second party. However, such story shall not be narrated more than 10 minutes every day. Furthermore, this requirement shall be null and void in the event that the first party is traveling for work. In witness thereof, the parties hereto have hereunto caused this agreement to be executed by their duly authorized representatives on the day and year first herein above mentioned, signed by the first party and the second party.
What was the purpose? Why did they do this?
To show that something is not bounded only by the things mentioned. It can be done beyond that to maintain the
Yeah.
relationship.
Correct. I mean, one of the biggest challenges for a company like this is to get large scale clients, right? Now, the reason large scale clients usually, I mean, the reason why it takes so long for them to sign up is because these contracts are a pain in the ass, right? So if a company comes up and says, hey, you know what, contracts are there, but let the lawyers look at that. For us, it's more about the relationship, and that goes beyond the contract, right? But what a lovely way. Remember when I was talking about a brand being personable, embodying the qualities of a person. This is what that means.
The one is very big. Number two is big. भैया देख क्या रे तूने मारा इसको तुझे अब भी देखता हूँ ये ले और मारो बोल सॉरी बोल सॉरी बोल रहे
दाग लगने से अगर कुछ अच्छा होता है तो दाग अच्छे हैं ना। सर्फ एक्सेल दाग अच्छे हैं।
What was the purpose here? It's a detergent brand, Surf Excel. What was the purpose?
ताकि लोग दाग से डरे नहीं, मतलब जो उनको करना है वो खुल के कर दे। और मतलब उसके
Correct.
बाद तो सर्फ एक्सेल है टू क्लीन इट अप।
Correct. Absolutely. Right.
कैसे एक मकान चुपके से घर बन जाता है? क्यों उस घर का दरवाजा हरदम खुला नजर आता है? क्यों पड़ोसी अपने घर से ज्यादा इस घर में नजर आते हैं? कभी दाल, कभी चीनी, कभी दालचीनी मांगने आ जाते हैं। पोस्टमैन भी सिर्फ नाम देख के चिट्ठी ले आता है। एग्जाम से पहले बच्चों के बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स पढ़ने यहीं क्यों आते हैं? रोटियां यहां पर कभी गिन के क्यों नहीं बनती? क्यों होली खेलने पूरा मोहल्ला यहीं पर जुटता है? क्यों दिवाली का पहला पटाखा यहीं से छूटता है? क्यों क्रिकेट में हारते हारते यहां इंडिया जीत जाता है? कैसे एक घर सबकी जिंदगी में रंग लाता है? हर घर चुपचाप से ये कहता है कि अंदर इसमें कौन रहता है? एशियन पेंट्स।
हर घर कुछ कहता है. The purpose was very simple, right? The first thing that you notice in a house is the paint, right? And when you move into a new house, what's the first thing that you do? You paint the house according to what you like it to be, because that brings out who you are, right? So Asian Paints actually transforms a house into a home, and that was the purpose. Now, this whole thing about standing for something, having a purpose, this can sometimes lead to a very strange paradox. Okay, so I'm going to end with this video. I just want you to look at the video with an open mind and form your own opinion about it as well. Okay, it's for a very famous brand.
Don't buy this jacket. Their words, not mine. On Black Friday 2011, Patagonia ran a full-page ad in the New York Times with a strong call to action. Don't buy their stuff. Through this unabashed anti-consumerist sentiment, the advertisement revealed a recent trend within the outdoor apparel industry of cultivating a more environmentally friendly and morally grounded image. A trend which Patagonia, an apparel company born in the mountains in the 1970s, seems to be spearheading. However, the environmentalist messages of Patagonia and its outdoor apparel kin reveal a paradox intrinsic to ecologically conscious corporations. More product sales means more growth for the company, but increasing sales also means an increase in physical waste and emissions from creating, packaging, and shipping products. Essentially, the outdoor industry's success means a decline in the very nature that its customers seek to experience and that companies claim to protect. I want to dig into this paradox with Patagonia as an example. By positioning itself as anti-consumerist and pro-environment, Patagonia managed to increase its revenue by 40% just 2 years after running that ad. So let's go back to Patagonia's Don't Buy This Jacket ad to understand exactly how the company crafts its eco-conscious message. The full-page ad is simple yet effective in delineating Patagonia's core principles, along with the bold "Don't buy this jacket" text that separates the ad from other pleas for consumption. The paragraphs below provide a real argument for forgoing the purchase of outdoor gear. Patagonia claims the R2 jacket's journey from its origin as 60% recycled polyester to their Reno warehouse generated nearly 20 pounds of carbon dioxide, 24 times the weight of its finished product. The ad then goes on to say that the jacket comes with an environmental cost higher than its price, as well as "Don't buy what you don't need, think twice before you buy anything." More recently, Patagonia rolled out its Worn Wear campaign. Centered around embracing old, repaired clothes, Patagonia frames ripped up jackets as apparel with stories. The campaign is multifaceted. A Worn Wear biodiesel truck tours the country repairing Patagonia enthusiasts' clothes, while videos reveal funny and emotional stories about 25-year-old board shorts that have been sewn and resewn countless times. Patagonia boasts the largest apparel repair facility in North America with 45 employees, and the company's CEO argues that repairing clothes is a radical environmental act. Throughout the marketing campaign and the company's culture as a whole, Patagonia seems to be committed to the durable and the long-lasting, encouraging its customers to forgo purchases and embrace the old. In its mission statement, ads, and Worn Wear campaign, Patagonia firmly positions itself as anti-consumerist and pro-environment. However, as many customers have pointed out online, there's a certain hypocrisy buried in this style of branding. Its marketing campaigns certainly don't make the company an environmental savior. It still capitalizes on the worn-in aesthetic with $29 Wes Anderson-esque repair kits and brings in $600 million in revenue annually. Patagonia brands itself as anti-consumerist with ads, yet as a for-profit company, its very existence is reliant on consumption. Despite this contradiction that belies the company, at its core, Patagonia still runs an environmentally progressive business, a model that other outdoor apparel companies can and should learn from, but also one that customers should understand. Anti-consumerist ads and pro-environment campaigns from for-profit companies can sometimes err on the side of greenwashing, so it's important that customers understand both the advantages and limitations of this kind of corporate activism. While Patagonia's efforts to use recycled materials in their clothing is admirable and necessary, it doesn't mean that you should go ahead and buy 10 R2 jackets you'll probably never use. How then do we navigate an industry where the very jacket we buy is harming the environments we want to use it for? There is no silver bullet solution. It involves both thoughtful choices on the company's side as well as the consumers. Patagonia has positioned itself in the right direction in terms of environmental ethics, donating 100% of its $10 million revenue from Black Friday in 2016 to grassroots charities, or by simply accepting and repairing decades-old gear. The onus also falls on us, the consumers. But right now, as people who still need shoes to climb rocks or packs to camp under the stars, we should keep in mind that clothes and gear have a life before and after we buy them. So buy slow, buy smart, or sometimes just don't buy at all.
So June is Pride Month, and you're going to see this on your Instagram timelines and on LinkedIn, right? You'll find a lot of companies talking about transgenders. You find a lot of companies being suddenly fucking pro-gay and whatever the fuck, right? But you have to ask yourself how much of that, so when you saw greenwashing, you have to ask yourself how much of that is true and how much of that is just fucking bullshit. As creators, you also have to practice what you preach, unfortunately, right? Because when you are working for a brand, it is up to you to tell the brand that, listen, when you don't even have a 2% women workforce, you have no right to say anything about being fucking like pro women or celebrating Women's Day. When you are standing for a purpose, right? And the video is absolutely right. I mean, on one hand, Patagonia is saying, don't buy this jacket and save the environment and all that. But on the other hand, the merchandise that they're selling looks fucking fabulous, right? But it's a catch-22 situation. If it didn't look fabulous, people wouldn't pay attention, right? So it's a very catch-22 kind of thing.